Welcome to Why Though the podcast.
We did it!
Baby!
Was amazing.
Okay.
Hi, Destiny.
Hi, Lizzy. How are you?
Good. I mean, as good as I can be. It's raining outside, and you're in Florida, where it's probably not raining.
It's not raining, but it looks like it might, to be fair. But the rain does not last here like it does in Oregon.
Did you catch a fish yesterday?
I caught lots of fish yesterday. I put them all back, though. They're hanging out with their friends again. Yeah. Welcome to Why Though the podcast.
Yeah, welcome to Why Though the podcast.
We are remote because Lizzy was on vacation, which looked very relaxing. Now I'm on vacation. It's not as relaxing, but
there
were
fish involved.
There were fish involved, which I love to go fishing when I come back to Florida. I let my yeehaw out of the closet a little bit.
I love it.
When I come back.
I love that for you.
So this podcast that you're listening to, hello listeners, is a podcast where we take Lizzy's critically acclaimed, in my opinion, advice column, and we turn it into this very podcast. It's a little less formal, a little more casual. We just chit chat.
Yeah. Today I'm standing in the hallway in my house, right in front of my daughter's door. This is some Guatemalan art that my great grandma brought back from Guatemala long ago.
Cute.
Yeah. It's the best light and the closest to the internet. Except in the office where my husband has a meeting.
Oh,
that's so sweet.
Yes, this is my childhood bedroom. As you can see, the walls are maroon. And
love it.
Yeah, we have a doozy of a question today. I was just reading it. And
for my anonymous. So I have a Google form that will be connected here. And thank you to whoever sent this. I don't know who you are. I know nothing about you except for this question. I just want to say thank you for using my anonymous form. If you have a question for me, but you're too embarrassed to even let me see your email address, this is where you can go and send me that question. And I won't be judgy. I will legitimately try to answer your question.
Yeah, so that Google form you'll be able to find on any of the articles that you find of Lizzy's column, which you can find at OregonLive.com/whytho, WHYTHO. It's also in the description of this podcast. So if you'd like to submit us a question, a comment, some juicy gossip, please do.
Right.
You can do it anonymously.
Yeah, and you know what? I've already gotten at least one insult. So if you have an insult, that's a fine place for it too.
And it wasn't from your
uncle? I will read it. No, he does insult me. But that's directly my email and not anonymous. So you know what? It could have been because I don't know who sent that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
uncles. I have 7, so
that's
seems
too
like
many.
A lot of uncles.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you're back from your vacation. Did you have a wonderful time?
Oh my God, I had such a good time. It was great. It was amazing. It was so relaxing, except for the time where I rescued a drowning child from the pool, which was pretty intense.
I did see that, but thank God you were there.
Yeah, I've been a lifeguard. I was a lifeguard from when I was like 18 to probably, 28, 10 years. And I never saw an actively drowning kid, and I saw one. And he was right next to his mom. And it took me too long even to think, because I was just like, what is this? It's such a wild thing to see. So watch your kids in the pool. And if you see a kid drowning, just pick them up.
Yeah.
He was okay.
Yeah.
He was okay. And his dad did come the next day. And he was, because it was also like this loud thing. Like nobody saw. Nona, my child, was in a life jacket. She was like over in the shallow end playing. I was watching that she was in a life jacket. And yeah, so nobody really saw except for the dad and the mom. And the next day, the dad came and said, "Thank you for saving my child," in front of Matt and my husband. My husband, whatever his name is, and Nona. And yeah, it was intense, but weird because nobody saw. So I was like, "Whoa, this wild thing just happened," and I'm just here by myself.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's insane. Well, thank goodness you were there. Truly.
Yeah. And I'd seen videos of that before, so it's like, okay, that's what it is. When you see it, you're like, oh God, that is bad.
Oh, the training right now. Need to use it right now.
Right.
Hopefully no children will drown while I'm on vacation here. Just a lot of dogs. My parents have 3 German Shepherds, and this house isn't that big. So, I mean, it's a lovely home. I love my childhood home, but it's just a lot of dogs. I mean, normally there's one more
You have
dog
two
than
in
there
your
are
regular
people.
house.
I know.
Okay. Oh my
I'm just a
gosh.
lot of dogs. So anyway, should we get into the question? It's
Let's
a
get
little bit
into it.
of an interesting one.
Yeah.
Um, I say that as a person with anxiety. You'll see why. Okay.
Okay.
So it says, Dear Lizzy, what is the expected tip on a free drink when you are friends with the bartender? What kind of friends? Because maybe a little smooch. Just kidding. Okay. A close friend who is a bartender got a new job where he can comp drinks and has given me very generous deals. I felt really stressed about what is a good tip. I've read you tip the price of the comped drink, but that feels like rejecting the comp, and I don't want to offend him here. Or there, excuse me.
Mhm.
I've tried to tip generously on what the full bill would be, such as 40%, but it's hard to know what it would have been sometimes. The idea of communicating via money deeply stresses me out, and I don't want to communicate my appreciation of a friend through money. I just want to do something that is good and warm and better than standard, but not extravagant or weird. I have family issues with people who use money to have power over people, so I know how that can be weird. And that history can make it hard for me to accept favors. I'm going there to see my friend and support him. Recently, I took a friend, and he also comped her drink. This friend has a pattern of stingy behavior. I once saw her tip $1 and didn't think of this. She left an appalling tip, one so poor that my friend's coworker asked him why he was comping drinks for people who were stiffing them and hurting both of them since they share tips. Worse, the coworker told my friend we both did this. We've cleared up the misunderstanding, but now I'm deeply stressed about knowing what is a good tip, as the entire thing is basically plucked from my literal nightmares. Thanks for your help. Signed, Nightmares About the Gift.
Oh my gosh. Well, when I first read this one, I wanted to be like, give this person a hug and just be
Yeah.
like, take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. You know what I mean? It's going to be okay. Your friend is trying to do something nice for you and not torture you, and you're being tortured. So like,
Yeah.
take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Like, I mean, in a way, my answer is very simple. Figure out how much the drink costs. If you don't know, let's say $10. I mean, look at the menu. How much does a drink cost? You can figure out how much a drink costs. I'm assuming because of the whole thing with the other coworker and all this, that this is a place that has food and a bar. So the whole bill is food and a bar. So in your head or on your phone, add to the bill, the total, the amount that the drinks would have cost, and then tip on that. 20%, 25 if you're feeling good. That's it. That's all you have to do. If you're at a bar and your friend gives you a free drink, tip the amount you would tip. $2, like whatever it is. You're overthinking this. You're really overthinking this. Your friend is trying to do something nice for you, and you can accept it. And if you can't, if it's too much, like stop going.
Yeah. With love and admiration,
With love, yeah.
you are turning. My nana used to say this to me all the time when I was a kid. She said,
Mm.
Destiny, don't turn molehills into mountains, don't make mountains
Right,
out of molehills. And
right.
you really are turning this molehill into a mountain. Your friend is doing this not because they're compelled to do it, right? Like
Mhm.
they're doing it as a
They
favor.
like you.
And
They like you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's hard to tell the nature of the friendship between the bartender and the person who wrote in.
But
But
she
they
says,
don't.
or they say, good friend.
Yeah, so if they're your good friend, you could just tell them that your other friend sucks and that you're really sorry.
Mhm.
And they said that they cleared up that miscommunication, which is great, but it sounds like it was causing you a lot of stress. And like, if they're your really good friend, you can be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna bring somebody to the bar. But you don't have to comp either of our drinks. Like give them a
Right.
heads up if that from that angle is stressing you out. But also like,
Also, like,
what goes.
you don't have to hang out with your friend who's a bad tipper. Like, you don't have to bring them into this
Yeah,
situation.
I wouldn't do that either. But you did, and that's okay. And it got cleared
Yeah.
up, and it's no big deal. And now you know. But also, what goes a really long way? A handwritten thank you card. You don't have to bring it to them at the bar. You're friends.
Yeah.
You can mail it to their house or take them out to lunch sometime
Well, you know what I
and
was
just be like, thank
thinking?
you.
Yeah. So actually, it's funny because my column today is going to be about this because I already got the question. So we're kind of on a weird
Hmm.
schedule. We'll get back
Yeah.
into normal soon. But what I was thinking is like, I've had friends that work at establishments. Go there every once in a while, but you don't have to go there every week or every month, even. You know, what your friend would really probably like is for you to just buy them a drink when they're not working. Like,
Hmm.
like it's nice of you to support your friend. And yeah, like I've worked in the service industry. um, but I bet it would be more fun for your friend to see you outside of work. So just just don't put pressure on yourself to have to go there all the time. You don't
Hmm.
have to. Like once is enough, honestly. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're
What do you
still
think about that? I
supporting
just
your friend, even
right.
if you go there less frequently or whatever. But um, I also like, I never worked in the service industry. I worked retail before I became a journalist,
Mhm.
and so I never really had to deal with tipping culture. So as somebody who has to tip, I do get a little stressed because I know a lot of times that bartenders and waiters and waitresses and like wait staff, they don't get paid what they should for the hard work that they're doing. So I do always
Mhm.
think about that and I always try to tip generously. And I think if you're trying your best, like
Mhm.
these people are just they're doing their job, right? And they're
Right.
getting paid just like you go to your job and you get paid. And so the tips that they're making are part of their it's just like part of their
Yeah.
job. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just like if you're tipping at least 20%,
You're doing
and
great.
yeah, you're doing great. It's just part of their job, right? And they're your friend, and so I'm sure they're thankful for the extra $5 or whatever you're throwing in. But they wouldn't be doing you that solid if they weren't your friend.
Yeah.
And your friends theoretically aren't judging you as harshly as you're judging yourself, or at least they
They
shouldn't
aren't,
be.
or they're not your friends if they're. And I think I maybe
Correct.
I've told this story before, but like a long time ago, this happened. I lived in San Francisco, before I had a credit card. I remember I went to meet a friend at a bar, and it was a good friend, actually a friend from high school who lived in San Francisco also. And I was meeting up with her and like some of her friends I didn't really know very well. And I paid for the cab to get there. I took a cab because it's a little ways away, and then bought a drink. And I was like, "That's it. Like, I can only buy one drink because I got to get home." Um, and I was like, "Okay, lovely to meet." I was having a good time, but I was like, "Lovely to meet you guys, but I got to go." Because whatever, I was like 28. I didn't think like, "Oh, you could just drink soda water. Like, get over it." Which is something you can do. You can order water. Uh, and this woman was like, "Let me buy you a drink." And I was like, "No, I feel like," and I said, I was like, "It just makes me feel like such a scumbag to take a drink from you." And she just looked at me and she was like, "The universe is offering you a gift. Take it." And I was like, "Okay, I'll take your drink." And I think that her point was taken. It's like somebody's trying to give you something nice. Like, don't, you're not a scumbag for taking a gift or accepting kindness from somebody. They want to give that to you. Think about yourself when you give a gift. Do you want people to throw it in your face or be like uncomfortable by it? No, you're just trying to do something nice for somebody you like. So like remember that that person is giving you a gift because they like you and they want to give you that gift. And if it's too much to accept it, just don't put yourself in that situation anymore.
Yeah, I think ultimately you just got to take a deep breath about it.
Yeah,
It's really
take a deep
okay. You're
breath.
going to be okay. And I hope you're
Mhm.
having a good time when you go out because that's what you're supposed to be having. So,
Right. It's not
um,
supposed to be torture like this.
yeah, but that being said, you're sweet to care about your
Very sweet.
friendship,
Hmm.
and you are extra, extra, extra sweet for writing in on our anonymous Google form.
I know. I loved it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And if you guys want
To
to
switch
read
gears. Oh yeah.
about Lizzie's, oh, I'm so sorry. I just want to
No,
say
no,
if you
no,
guys
no,
want
no,
to
no.
read
Yeah.
about Lizzie's like boiled down piece of advice for this, you should go to OregonLive.com/why though. It's coming out today, which is Tuesday.
Today. Yeah.
This podcast will be coming out today to your ears, which is Thursday. So it's already out and you guys
So
can
it's
go
already
look.
out. It's happened.
Mhm.
Oh, I was thinking, well, do you have a smash or pass, Destiny? Because I have a pretty solid pass that I've been thinking about for 12 hours now that I'm like angry about. So,
Oh, okay. Well, should we
yeah,
start with smashes or do you want to start with
let's start with
passes today?
smashes. We can start with
Okay.
smashes.
Well, my smash is going to be, of course, I'm in
Hmm.
Florida hanging out with my family,
Hmm.
which is great. I love hanging out with my family. It's just my mom and my stepdad has
Hmm.
family down here. But I just come stay with my parents in my childhood bedroom,
I love
and
it.
I just, we just hang out and do stuff. I was here for they they've been together for 15 years, and they got married
Congrats.
last year. Yeah, and so they
Hmm.
had like a reception thing to while I was here. That was a couple days ago, and we went fishing. Like I said, that was fun, and yeah, we just hang out, and it's nice. And we're probably gonna
Hmm.
watch like a Disney movie tonight, and it's just fun to hang out with your family.
Yeah, I love hanging out with my family.
Yeah.
I love my family. You know, what I'm going to say is my smash, and I feel like I have just really done a full 180 on this, but because I pretty much like kept Frozen away from Nona because I was like, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. And then she watched it the first time and became obsessed with it. And at this
Hmm.
point, I feel like I could possibly have like a master's degree in Frozen. Like I have seen everything in the genre. I've listened
Hmm.
to many audiobooks multiple times. I feel like I really understand the concepts behind, especially behind Frozen 2, which is Nona's favorite. It's really about colonialism. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna say I actually like Frozen now.
Wow. She
In
really
that
let it go. Ayo.
I like, yeah, good job.
Thank
The
you.
like Elsa is actually like a a pretty okay role model for 4 year olds. Like
Love that.
she's brave. She's got really cool magical powers. She's a little bad, kind of bad. She makes mistakes and then she learns from them and she apologizes. And anyway, so Elsa,
That's a
you
little
really
rare for
got
a
me.
Disney princess, to
It
make such a
is, yeah,
big, because like, okay, so you think about like Ariel, for instance. Love Ariel, don't get me
yeah.
wrong.
Love that
But
movie, but
she
not for
spends the
children.
entire movie she spends the entire movie being an absolute little brat to her dad, and never does she apologize to him.
No, and also like the whole message of that movie is like
I mean,
lose your
yes.
voice, find the man. You know,
We find a
no,
man.
thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I
yeah,
love these contemporary. Like I just watched Moana
yeah. I think
recently. I
I
love these
love
contemporary
Moana.
princesses. I think they're really
Moana is
cool.
so good. Yeah, Moana is actually my favorite. But I have now. I feel like I am. I know Elsa. Like I could write a book on Elsa, and I'm like, yeah, she's fine.
I
I'm
love
okay with
that.
Elsa. Nona plays Elsa all the time. I like Anna too. You know, Anna's
Yeah.
the one with the brains. But um, yeah. Anyway, so hopping
I love
around.
that for you. And I think we should start with your past because you had really
Okay.
strong feelings about it.
I have really strong feelings about this, Destiny. I have barely watched many movies this year. I watched Barbie, and when we talk about movies, the Oscars were this weekend.
Yes, I
I
know.
watched. I went to a child's birthday party, and then at 5:30, say I started watching the Oscars. So I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched a lot of it. And I saw Oppenheimer win a million awards. So then my husband and I were like, "We can watch Oppenheimer." Haven't seen it. I hate this movie with such a passion. I would like to go on a speaking tour against Oppenheimer, the movie. And maybe I wouldn't hate it as much if I hadn't just seen it win like every award at our biggest award ceremony. But
Hmm.
like, I mean, I could list the problems for a day and without stopping, 3 hours at least, the length of that stupid movie. But the female characters in this movie are a disaster. There's like a crazy woman who, spoiler alert, kills herself for unclear. They do not develop this character at all. Then the other woman is just a bad mom who's drunk all the time. That's all.
Is that
That's all.
Florence Pugh?
No, Florence Pugh's the first one. Sorry,
Oh,
spoiler
okay.
alert.
Yeah, spoiler.
But you
I
know what? The
mean,
movie came out a while ago,
it sure did.
and it's also based on true facts, apparently. So, and
Yeah.
then, but like the real problem for me is that this is a movie about the guy who developed the atomic bomb, which killed hundreds of thousands of people in Japan, a country that's real, a place that's real. Um, we didn't see one single Japanese person in this movie. There wasn't one.
As somebody who's Japanese, that's a little bit of a bummer for me. And I was also going to say that as somebody who isn't Japanese, but just a person who exists in the world,
Right?
um, that yeah, the atomic bomb is only
That
built to hurt people.
to
We made
kill
a
lots and lots
whole
of people.
movie about the man who made a thing that's only purpose is to kill people.
Right. And honestly,
What?
like at the end, you're supposed to feel sorry for him because he realizes, oh, maybe I did a bad. Like, hey, bro, you killed so many people that I don't want to look into your eyes and feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for you. And honestly, Destiny, the stakes in this movie, the reason we're supposed to feel bad for him is he lost his security clearance.
See, I haven't seen the film. I do love Cillian Murphy. I think he's a great actor.
He's great.
But I
I
don't have an interest in the content of this film, which is why I haven't seen it.
I haven't hated a movie that won Best Picture at the Academy Awards this much since Crash came out. And Crash was a very bad movie.
I disagree.
Crash? You're talking about
Yeah.
Crash, the one that happens in LA with all the like,
All the like the conjoining storylines.
oh God, I hate that movie. You like that movie?
I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I didn't
I
feel
also
so
feel like you were
vehement about
young when how old were you when that movie came out? Because I was in college. Sorry.
I was young when that movie came. I didn't see that movie until
I'm doing
I
my
was
podcast.
older.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, it's fine. Just a brief interruption in the family.
Real life, it's fine. Don't
Real
worry.
life. Anyway, okay, so that's my pass. What's your pass?
Well, that's quite the pass. I feel like you're going to get a lot of angry men in your emails, and let me know when that happens, because I one
Good.
time
I
wrote
wanna-
an
I
op-ed
would debate
about the
them.
movie Joker, and I got death threats for months.
I will
Anyway,
debate them. I am so mad about this movie, Destiny.
I'm
It is
so
so.
sorry.
There's so many white men just talking in rooms, and there's a moment even in this movie. More spoilers. Who cares? It's not a spoiler. Cillian Murphy's character Oppenheimer is watching what you can only imagine because you don't see it. Is images of Japan after the bomb was dropped, and you see his face. You're supposed to feel sorry for him. He's feeling feelings. What? What about
Yeah.
the people he murdered?
I would also feel feelings if the thing that I spent my life's work on was used predictably to kill
As they
lots
said it would
and
be.
lots of people. Sure, yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, they didn't kill the Nazis with it because they were already done. But like, even that would have been bad.
We just put it in our back pocket for the next people we were mad at. I'm not saying don't be mad at Nazis. Be mad at your local Nazi.
Yeah, be mad at Nazis, but like, oh my God. Anyway, sorry, I'm
Rough.
furious, and I'm glad I have
Super
this
rough.
opportunity to talk about how mad it made me. Please email me. Send me an email, lacker@oregonian.com. Send me an anonymous comment. Tell me I'm wrong, because I want to know if one person, one real live person, liked this movie. And if you're a woman, I would really like to know, because I am
I was
curious
just
how.
gonna say, I've heard in my life, so this is only anecdotal, this stands for nothing. I've not heard one woman say, I enjoyed that movie. I've heard lots of men say they like that movie, though. So,
It's, pardon the expression, but it's just like a circle jerk of white men. Sorry. Moving on.
well, my pass is going to be humidity. I have once again been introduced to humidity in a way. So I always joke and say that I'm like, speaking of Cillian Murphy, he was in the Batman franchise. He wasn't Bane, that was Tom Hardy. But when I'm in Oregon and somebody has the absolute audacity to say, it's humid today, I feel I have such a chip on my, like a ridiculous chip on my shoulder. I'm like the Bane of humidity. I'm like, I was born in it. You know nothing of humidity. I was raised in it. And like,
yeah.
But even I, somebody who feels fortified by the humidity, came back and forgot how bad it is. You need gills. It's a full Kevin Costner Waterworld situation out here. I'm fighting for my life. Luckily, my mom keeps it pretty cold in the house, so I'm wearing a sweater. The weather is nice. Like, it's only been in the mid-70s, which is like pretty nice, but the humidity.
You're just a fish. You caught fish because they are your siblings.
Yes.
They are your family now.
I'm about to join your people. Tell me about your culture. My hair is not having it. I mean, it looks okay.
My hair loves humidity. That's like, for me, that's the best my hair ever is. Yeah.
Wow. My hair is so thin in texture. Like, each little strand is so thin that it just like becomes huge. And it's fine. I'm really not trying to impress anyone out here. But because my family already likes me, they have to. So it's fine, but it's just
love
like
that about family.
My skin, though, the humidity is really good for your skin.
We
don't really know like how dry it is. I mean, we do know how dry it is out in Oregon, but like as a girly with eczema and rosacea, my skin has like been on its best behavior. So I guess that's a pass. That's a smash and a pass.
Well,
we have to talk about something.
We do. We have to talk about it. I'm obsessed with it, and you're like less obsessed with it, but I'm still like,
no, but I'm here with you.
Okay. So everyone, I'll start. So I'm not even going to get into the whole thing, but we know that Kate Middleton, the princess, Prince William's wife, the Duchess of Wales, I don't know. She's a royal. She's been out of view since like Christmas. For
she had abdominal surgery.
Planned abdominal surgery, which they also announced after it happened, there was a little question there. Anyway, we haven't actually seen Kate Middleton for a long time, which some people have noted is surprising, especially because right after she gave birth to all of her babies, she was like out front of the hospital, like, see my baby, so that's interesting. Anyway, so the other day, what day was it at this point? I don't know, a couple days ago, on
Sunday.
the palace released a photo that was supposedly Kate and her 3 children. When I saw the picture, because I saw it first from the New York Times, I was like, there's something weird about this picture. It just had a weird vibe to me, but I didn't like look further. But then not long later, AP and Reuters and other news services are like, take the photo down. We're no longer publishing it. This photo has been manipulated, basically. So now the conspiracy theories, which have already swirled, they are swirling, continue to swirl. And then Kate Middleton comes out. I'm going to put this in quotes. Kate Middleton comes out via a tweet saying, oh, that was just me futzing around on Photoshop at home. Oh, allegedly Prince William took this picture. That's the basics. And now my TikTok, and I don't know.
Tell me the most insane conspiracy theory you believe.
I have heard the craziest. Okay, I do not believe this one, but can I tell you the craziest one I've heard? The conspiracy theories are out of control, and we should say, like, I'm just telling you what people are saying on the internet. I do not believe this to be true, but there is a conspiracy theory out there that William has like murdered Kate.
Because okay, so here's the thing about the royals. My Nana is British.
He's like, well, there is a little bit of truth to that one.
Well, I don't think so. But here's the thing about the royals, right? So my Nana is British, so she really follows the royals. Like, she was there for the bicentennial, whatever. She cares. She really cares. British people think these people are their family. I'm like, you're really like buying into your own oppressors. But that's fine. So they're really into it in a way that most
it's hard for us to really understand
here in America don't understand. Correct. Yeah. So, I will sometimes talk with her. I'm not like a real royal follower, but here's the thing. The royal family always, the most obvious answer is almost always the correct answer, but they will never say that. And that is like really par for the course for their social media. And it's insane. Yeah. But here's the thing. The royal family has lived through generations of inbreeding, suspicious deaths. I'm talking all the way back, like way before.
For a very long time.
They're not going to make it out of the internet.
They aren't.
That's what's going to be
taking
them down.
Such a bad job. I mean,
it's insane.
That photo, like when I looked at it, I was like, "Is this AI?" Like that was my first take, and I'm not sure. I don't think it is. I think it's probably a composite of a bunch of different photos.
Somebody said that they lined up the Vogue cover of Kate, and it's the same photo
from 2016
that her hat's like photoshopped off. It's just because of the way that they're handling this, and they're doing such a poor job.
It's so bad.
It is allowing these people to come out of the woodwork and be like, "She's dead." Their weekends at Bernie's in her,
yeah,
because the prince allegedly has allegedly had for many years a side piece, as they often do, and that's
right.
fine.
I mean, we've all seen The Crown. I mean, according to The Crown, the only one who wasn't effing around was Queen Elizabeth. And also, Queen Elizabeth recently died after she was 96 or something. I forget. She was old. She was the queen for a really long time. And when my grandma died, I would say my family disintegrate. There's the one person who's kind of holding it together. I mean, why do you think she held on to that job for so long? Obviously, her son, who wanted it so badly, was just like incompetent. What 96-year-old is like, I need to keep this job for the good of the whole nation because my son cannot do it.
Yeah,
and
it's bleak.
He notably cheated on his wife. Like he's married to his mistress.
Correct.
So that he was with before he got married to
Camilla, right? Yeah.
Camilla's like his OG mistress.
And so a lot of people are saying like, oh, maybe she has the big C, maybe she has cancer and she had she's going through radiation or something. That's why she can't be seen. Like all of these speculating about her health aside, I think if you take what they've said, that she had a quote unquote abdominal surgery, this woman's in her 40s. She could had to
She's
have
basically
her
my
like
age.
uterus or bladder put into a sling. Like things start to
Yeah.
happen to your body after you've had
Yeah.
children, when you're a little bit older.
3.
Just things just sometimes get out of whack. And
Yeah.
like an abdominal surgery is no joke. It's like pretty
Totally.
serious. So
Right.
there's a good chance that she's bloated. She's on medication that kind of makes her look like
Yeah.
shit. And she's not
Like
fit for being
steroids.
in the public to right to like steroids. She has moon face from steroids. That happens to so
Right.
many people, happens to me.
Just
Like
just say it
she's just
though.
not fit,
Just
quote
say
unquote
it.
fit for the that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Cause you're making
Yeah.
people insane, you weirdos.
Yeah. Especially because they announced that Charles had cancer. You know what I mean? Like
That's right,
they made
yes.
this announcement and they're being so vague with her. And I get it. Her privacy is her privacy. However,
Yeah, she's owed it, sure.
she picked this job. She
Mhm.
decided to marry William. And the reality is you are in the public eye,
Mhm.
and maybe you aren't like president of the United States, but imagine, I mean, recently in this country, what would the Secretary of Defense or something had, was like out of the office for a week for surgery and didn't tell President Biden, and it was a huge deal. I mean,
Mhm.
like you are part of the government, kind of.
Oh, I mean, you are the
You
government.
are.
Like
So
all
it's
of the
not it's
charity
not like the
outreach and all
same,
that
like,
stuff.
yeah, it's not like the same as if I myself was like, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell my boss why I'm going to be out, which is fine. I'm allowed to do
Yeah.
that. But even then, I feel like if I hadn't been seen since December 31st, my friends might be like, hey, girl, what's up? Where
I would
you
be
been?
worried.
Right.
Yeah.
And, the fact that she hasn't left, like the paparazzi, hasn't anyone seen her? Then they released this other picture. Did you see this other one?
The one in the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not doing better, guys.
Yeah,
Like
this was
that
an
doesn't
alleged
help.
paparazzi photo that was
It's
caught
like
candid, which
the back of her head.
as we know, I mean, like I said, I'm not even really a royal follower, but like the palace doesn't let the
Candid.
chokehold that the palace has on the British media is insane. I mean, we saw
Hmm.
just a very small portion of it with the Harry and Meghan stuff that
Oh
came out,
yeah.
but the chokehold, the media doesn't work the same over here as it does
No.
in England. They can, if you are under any impression that they do not control the media, you're wrong. They do. They absolutely
Right.
do. Their image is so controlled. And I think if anything, I think Kate's fine. I think you conspiracy theorists are
Yeah.
weird. But like
Yeah. I
this
don't think
isn't that one this isn't that one lady in the Scientology church that nobody's seen for a million years. That's
which,
that, I would
question.
buy, yeah, I would buy maybe a gentle conspiracy theory about that. But this is
Right.
like a woman who's had surgery,
Hmm.
whose entire life is so curated and groomed that they
Right.
don't want you to see her in a position of weakness, because that will literally start to crumble the entire institution that they put together, because they're just, it's too
And
much.
I think
Like
I think
this
that,
style
yeah.
of government is like not conducive to our world, how it is now, and we're seeing this
Yeah.
through social media.
And it's the monarchy's not strong right now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think people are big Charles fans. I
I
don't
don't think so
think
either.
that a lot of people
I
are
think
like,
old
what?
people are.
Why are we still doing this? Like this is a vestige from a time, like what they're like ordained by God. Like, I don't know. I don't know about this. It's a little sketch.
Yeah,
So I think that you're right though, Destiny, that like they're doing this. They think they're protecting themselves from the monarchy crumbling.
just fanning the
They're
flames.
making it actively jumping on the roof of the monarchy.
Because
Like,
all they would have to do is post like a little video that literally Charles took of Kate Middleton looking a little sick, with maybe a filter on, being like, "I'm doing great. Thank you so much to Crown and Country for caring about me, and I cannot wait to get back to charity work at whatever date." That's
absolutely.
it.
And you know what? Be on like the thing is, people
That's
also
way too
really
much transparency
honesty. Yeah, I know. Okay.
for them.
But if you could, if you can say that Charles has cancer, like it just, you know what? They could even make something up. If they could
Truly.
show, like if say she had something like ectopic pregnancy and she had to get her uterus removed and she just is too embarrassed to talk about it or something.
Right.
Just say you had something else.
Yeah.
It's your business. But like, show us your face, proof of life. I mean, I just feel like they're
So
doing a bad
strange.
job.
Yeah.
And I hope that next week we have an update on this. Are you going to be back
Yeah.
next week?
I absolutely will.
Yay.
I will be
Can't
back.
wait to see
I'll
your
be back in
face
the
in real
flesh.
life.
So yes, so we will be chatting in the studio as normal, but we
Woo.
couldn't leave our loyal listeners
No.
hanging. And please, if you have any thoughts about Kate
Any
Middleton,
of
about
this.
really anything, please, you can email Lizzy. Her email is below, but also you can go to that Google form and remain anonymous if you want to split the tea with
Absolutely.
us anonymously. I would be interested to know, to the listeners, if you want to write in, I want to know what the most outlandish conspiracy theory connected to this that you truly believe. Like, you know, I'm not going to judge you for it. I just want to know because, you know, like it gets to a
I got
point
one over text message.
where even sane people start to like buy into the crazy stuff because it's like they're making it viable by being weird.
Right. There was one that she has cancer and an abortion and a breakdown. That was one that I heard. So, yeah.
Why would she get an abortion though?
Well, so there's this whole other side story about another guy who ended his own life, who was used to be Pippa's boyfriend, who maybe was her lover. I'm just telling you, these are the insane conspiracy theories that are spinning out. If you have information, however, also that anonymous Google form is a great place to put it.
So thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Please continue to raise your questions and read Why Though the Column.
Yay! Bye.
Bye. So,
Thanks for listening to Why Though the podcast. Subscribe for weekly episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, and don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. If you're looking for more Why Though, check out my column that comes out every Tuesday on OregonLive.com. You can support our local journalism by going to OregonLive.com/pod support.